welcome back to Impact Health and Wellness. I'm Melody.
I'm Kylie.
I'm Carrie.
And I'm Perry Ann.
And we're focusing this week on nutrition. So we have a lot of information for you guys jam-packed throughout the week that's just going to encourage you on your journey that you may be, if you're walking through cancer, or maybe you're in remission from cancer, or you're in the realm of wanting to prevent cancer.
Family members, if you have a family member and you're helping to prepare food for them, you know, what are some of the best foods out there to support someone who's walking through chemotherapy or, you know, a new diagnosis, or like Melody said, remission. So we're going to just bring some great foods that, you know, Mom, you use during your treatments, and things that maybe give you energy, or things that are naturally fighting against cancer. So stay tuned for some of the things that we're going to bring you this week as far as food goes.
And if you've tuned in before to Impact Health and Wellness, Carrie and I did a grocery tour. We spent the entire time in the produce section because it was so much fun.
We're going to take you back there. And
We are.
Go to the grocery store and just kind of have some fun ideas of how we're going to approach this with you. But we're excited to bring you, like Kylie was saying, the foods that are going to be the best for you, and of course talk about the foods that you should probably not include in your diet at this time because they feed cancer or they promote it. But they're probably the foods that you should never eat, but especially when you're going through something and your body is tasked.
And inflammatory foods for sure.
And you know, going through chemo, you know, chemo is killing everything in your body. And you know, my daughter Kylie told me, you know, it's fueling your taste buds for the really bad stuff. And I can you know, attest to that it does. It makes you want a lot of bad stuff. Sugar.
And I remember when we walked with Mom through
ate
this.
it too.
Yep. But we did a really good job of trying to clean up as much as we could from her diet. We actually went as an entire family vegan for a month, which was a different way of looking at things because, you know, what has protein in it besides animal? And lo and behold, you learn that there is a ton of protein in plants, which is really cool. So, you know, this week is going to be a lot of fun. And I think just in general, nutrition is not educated to young parents. I remember talking yesterday about this with another young lady. You know, it's just not, it's not read about when you're reading through the baby books, or if it is, you really skip that chapter because you're not into solids yet when you first have a baby, and who knows where that book went after you do get into solids after you have the baby. And so you just kind of adapt to the culture, you know, and that was me. I adapt them to what I learned and knew, and that was pretty much home cooked meals, but not a lot of fresh anything, you know. It was boiled out broccoli, you know, until the water was green, you know. Unless you're drinking that water, there's all the nutrition right there, you know, or, you know,
and
lo and behold.
Who takes their kids to McDonald's and Burger King, right?
Well, I mean, as your sports, you know, if you're a sports parent, I'm learning that right now. I'm walking down the season of sports. We have 3 days we're out during the week, plus Saturday games. And it's like, what do you do? And you have to be conscious. And I think maybe that is what this week is about, is really helping you create that mindset around nutrition. Because, you know, number one, let's remove the word hard, because it's not hard unless you're not prepared. I think that's when it becomes a little bit more frustrating. Is what are we going to eat? Plan. And you're like, well, you should have thought about that on Sunday.
Definitely got a plan.
And one of the struggles we face today is that the messages that were sent in the store and from commercials and what is manufactured is confusing with what's true.
Absolutely.
And so we really want to just bring you the truth. And I love that you were talking about protein, because protein is important. All of our cells need protein, but protein does not mean sitting down and eating a piece of meat. And protein is in all plants because it's cell walls. Like it's not exclusive to meat, and you don't need meat to get all the protein that you need. So meat does a lot of things in your body that are not what you want to do to your body. So even if you can just replace a couple meat meals a week, and then maybe couple a day till you are increasing your plants, and that's just a great way to bring in more plants.
Yeah, like Theme Monday, you know, like Meatless Monday.
Yes,
you know,
yeah.
you could make an amazing chili without any meat in it, or you
beans,
can.
oh my goodness,
Yeah.
beans are amazing.
Yes.
And one of the things that I've been learning from, they talk about how beans are like a combo of meat and plant because it's got so much protein and so much fiber in one thing. So that's beans are
Super
awesome.
good for you. And
So
they
good for
do
your
make
gut.
you a little gassy, don't they? But
Yeah.
that's okay.
And you get over that.
Yeah.
Your
Yeah.
body adapts and
It
gets
does.
used to all the fiber, and
It does.
then it's happy.
Yep. And drink a little water with,
Right.
you know, lemon in
Yeah.
it if you have a little gas. You know, that'll help neutralize some of that excess, you know, release. But
So really our hope this week is just to spotlight nutrition, you know, for people who are walking through cancer, or like I said, you know, family members who've got the diagnosis. Because I think another thing that's confusing is when you're in the doctor's office, there's no talk really about nutrition. Mom, we went and learned all about your chemotherapy drugs and spent hours talking about the side effects, but I don't ever remember there being a discussion about what you feed
There
your
was
body.
a line on some of my paperwork, yes, to eat fruits and vegetables.
And I talked with another friend when they were in the waiting room of the chemotherapy treatments. There were vending machines with Cokes and sugary foods, and I mean, where is the education when you're walking through something, you know, that potentially could take your life? The thing that you put in your mouth is the most life-saving. You know, so let's have a discussion about that. So really, I think that's going to be our focus this week. So we're excited to spotlight a few of our favorite plant meals that because that's another thing. It's like, I'm going to try this thing that I've never had before. Does it taste good? Will my family like it? Well, we're going to share some of the things that we love, that our family loves. So we've already taken out, you know, kind of is it going to be good? You know, out of the equation, because our families love them. So
And, you know, one of our specialty is, you know, if you have a favorite recipe or family recipe that you want us to kind of overhaul,
Tweak.
and create some really cool, different options for you, send it in our Facebook
Absolutely.
message, and we will respond back with some really good, nutritious alternatives, because there's a lot of things that you can do that you just may not be thinking about.
Right,
So
definitely.
Yeah,
And get
that's
away
a
from
good
that
idea.
canned soup.
Yes.
Canned
we love
soup.
it. Well, thanks so much for joining us here on Impact Health and Wellness. And we are going to be excited to share a lot about nutrition this week. So thanks for joining.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.